bro?
No problem, bro.
How you doing? You hear me all right?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you good. How's everything down in Florida?
Well, I heard it's rainy up there, so it's pretty nice. It's nice. It's beautiful as always, you know.
Yeah, perfect weather year round.
Yeah.
Type shit. Yeah.
And then I go home and I'm like reminded, you know, like throwing a color or whatever. Even in the summer, it's like the weather just isn't consistent, you know. It's like summer, it's like rain, cloudy, gray, and then it's like sunny a couple days. It's just like not really consistent, you know.
Yeah, dude. Last week we had like 2 days that were like 75, and then
it's like
then the week finished out like 50 degrees and like rain. It's garbage.
Yeah, dude. It makes a big difference, honestly. And like I've always been the person where my mood reflects like the weather, you know. So it's definitely made a big difference since being down here, at least. So
yeah.
Shit.
What's going on?
Man, this is like OG crew right here, bro.
Yeah,
for real, man. For real.
OG New England crew.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Up?
What's happening? Are you
not much?
Are you back? You're back already?
I literally just got back, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
Did you? I'm sure you came back to shitty weather.
Oh my god, man! It's like, well, over there it rained. We got lucky in the morning. It rained for like almost the entire time we were there.
Were you in like
Really?
Yeah, it sucked ass, man. It was freaking flooded and shit everywhere.
Dang.
Yeah, so we had to make do with like the small window of time we had, you know, with good
How
weather.
How long were you guys there for?
Almost 5 days.
Nice.
Yeah, and then there was an earthquake this morning that we didn't even feel, I guess.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
Right before you guys hopped on, I was like scrolling Instagram, and one of my friends just had a like couples pictures taken. Have you guys ever had like professional pictures taken with your significant others?
Like just randomly?
Like a photo shoot, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really been in a relationship long enough.
Yeah, I actually just did like a shoot with my wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for our anniversary.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, we just did that. I'm not a big photo shoot person, but you know, she wanted to do it for our 13 years, so.
Damn, man. Congratulations. That's 13 years is awesome.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So
yeah, it's not easy.
No.
Yeah, so how's everything for you guys?
It's good. I'm in prep now. Like it feels like I'm in prep.
13 so?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's getting good now. Getting there.
Getting there.
Feeling like prep almost.
Shit.
Jesus. It's all New England crew right now. Shit.
What's up?
Not much.
You frozen?
Yeah, we froze.
Yeah, you're good now.
Yeah, I'm good.
Brendan, have you ever done like a professional photo shoot with a significant other?
Negative.
No.
Brendan, don't bring up significant other right now.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to do it, would you do like regular pictures, or would they be like bodybuilding oriented, like shirt off?
It depends who, like the other person, like whoever I'm with.
Yeah.
Depends if they competed or not. If like they competed, then you'd probably like gear towards doing a photo shoot that like you're both comfortable with, and probably it would be a bodybuilding one. But like obviously, if she doesn't compete, then it'd probably be more like boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, kind of like, I don't know, like kind of fitness related though. I think you definitely have to be like fitness related, but it wouldn't have to be like necessarily a bodybuilding one.
See, that's what I would like if we both did a prep or something together, and at the end of the prep,
exactly.
That'd be cool, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean like jeans and no shirt or something like that, but like, come on, like let's be realistic here. We're not walking around in our fucking bodybuilding trunks for a photo shoot.
Yeah, no, hell no. No.
What's going on, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Good man.
Not much,
Nate,
man.
Omar, what's going on, guys?
Not much, brother. Hanging in there. Tired as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty exhausted today myself. I took some allergy medications early on, and I slept for like 3 hours. And yeah,
Dude, last night I fell asleep without my CPAP, and when I sleep without my CPAP, the next day I am wrecked.
yeah.
I feel like shit today.
I'm acclimated to that now, you know.
Well, I guess when you're under 200 pounds, you don't have to worry about that.
I actually got new pillows. I upgraded all the pillows, and I got 7 king size pillows on my bed. I do like my pillows, and these ones here, like almost like contour to my head. So I haven't worn my CPAP the last couple of nights, and I haven't been snoring too bad. I mean, I haven't been woken up and getting punched by Ashley, so that's good.
Interesting. Pillows might be the secret then.
Definitely, I've noticed that having certain pillows definitely makes a big difference for sure.
Yeah. My pillows are awful. They're like, had them for years and I have to fold them up to like keep my head up and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, ever since I got that fucking bed, the new bed.
Oh yeah, that's a
it has the base that elevates, like elevate your feet, can elevate the middle and the like.
Oh, you got one of those? Nice.
Yeah, dude, it cost a pretty penny, but I needed it because I hadn't gotten a new bed in like 10 years. And in January, I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Got to invest the money in this. Like,
yeah,
sleep was shit. So ever since then, it's been good.
I had one of those like high top of the line purple mattresses for a while.
Yeah.
And I had that thing for like 8 years, and then we just got a new bed recently. How many months ago was that? 2 months ago? About 2 months ago, and it's like a 14-inch like individual coil memory foam mattress, and a good bed makes like the world of difference, especially bodybuilding. Pillows, bed, right temperature. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once you go to a king size, you can't go back to it.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, forget it.
For sure.
Those beds off of Wayfair where you literally just open it up and it just like unfolds.
Yeah.
Nice. Sick.
Yeah.
Some of those are actually really good, I heard.
Yeah, they're nice. Yeah.
Which one?
The adjustable frame's been a game changer.
I remember when I was growing up, one of my friend's parents had a waterbed, and I thought that looked like the coolest shit ever. Bro, I cannot imagine sleeping in a waterbed now.
Oh my god, it'd be horrible.
So like 90s.
My parents had one in the 80s.
Yeah.
And like I thought those things sucked back then.
I had one growing up.
Did you really?
Did you really?
Yeah, probably from like
I didn't like it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, from like 12 to like 16, I had a waterbed.
Jeez.
It was like a single one. Dude, I sunk right into that thing. And that's when I was like 160, 170 pounds too.
Okay.
Did any of you guys, when you were kids, have like a race car bed? It looked like a Ferrari with the mattress. I never had one of those. I just had like a basic ass bed, but
Yeah.
I had friends that had those. I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah, unfortunately,
bunk beds were a big thing.
Yeah. I just had a regular, like, I don't know, what's the smallest one called? The twin?
The twin? Yeah.
I just had a twin, no frame, just it was sat on the floor.
Shit. We just had a twin for my wife and I now and upgraded to a king. Man, we're tiny. We're tiny, bro. No, I'm just kidding. You can fit my whole family on a fucking twin size bed.
Oh, shit.
Did you buy your house up? Did you? What do you get? Like a tree house? You're like Keebler Elf over there.
Yeah, we're like the chipmunks, bro.
Your gang rivals are the Rice Krispie guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got a king size bed and I feel like I can do backflips on it.
That's
Dude,
awesome.
King size is shit.
Yeah, first time having one. Not bad, I'd say.
When Ashley and I competed in Tampa one year, we got like this Airbnb, which was the worst Airbnb. Ashley actually got all of her money back for it because it was so terrible. But they had this like, they got removed. She actually got them removed from Airbnb because it was horrible. We didn't have any cold water. We didn't have any hot water in the shower the entire trip. So I would just go outside and just run around in the heat just to get hot enough to take a cold shower. The oven didn't work. Right?
Yeah.
He's running inside.
the roof leaked. It like damaged a bunch of our shit in there. But it had this one room. It had like 2 queens in it. So we pushed the queens together, and I called it the Obese King. That thing was huge. I'm just rolling around on it. It was great. Yeah, this is a real manly talk, everyone. We're talking about beds and pillows.
Hey. Yeah.
It's necessary shit.
Agreed.
Body quarters were fragile, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
Difference.
The conversations you have when you get older, that's what it is.
Yeah, that too.
Fact.
Bro.
Comfort becomes a very important thing.
Yes.
Do you know how many conversations I've had with people about vacuum cleaners and what the current best cordless vac is?
Oh yeah,
that's old person shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to sell Kirby's back in the day.
No shit.
I used to sell that shit like fucking hotcakes. I walk into a house, I'm like, I'm gonna rob this person $1,700 for a fucking vacuum. I'm like,
those things last forever.
They do. I mean, like, that's the one thing I will say. They'll probably last you like 20 or 30 years, but you're paying like $1,700 for a fucking vacuum. Like, no matter what, like, I look at it and I'm like, I can't even justify doing this.
That's a fact. So I figured we'd start off today with a post Nate made, which
yeah, I mean, well, you lead us in, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say, should I just read it? Should I read it out loud? I don't know.
Oh, well, I can start if you want. I mean, so
yeah.
So pretty much, you know, obviously we all know that, you know, about a year ago, Kratom became pretty big in the bodybuilding industry, you know, with Met 45 and Uprising. And, you know, honestly, the problem is there's not really much education on it, you know, and it's very easily justifiable because it's legal. It's very easy to sort of just, you know, brush it off like it's not a big deal. But a lot of you guys know I'm pretty open about it, but I have a past addiction history. And unfortunately, I found myself using Kratom. And, you know, it's a slippery slope because a lot of us use it in prep, you know, so we're taking it to do cardio, we're taking it to train, we're taking it for sleep, you know what I mean? And it makes you feel good. It made you feel like when I took it, it made me feel like I took almost like an oxy. I had that similar feeling of that high of like, oh, wow, I feel really good. I feel like I could talk, socialize. I feel like cardio was a breeze. Everything just felt like your mood was just very uplifting, you know what I mean? And you felt great. You know, the downsides about opiates are there's no crash. There's no like jittery feeling. There's no instant negative side effects. So it's very easy to justify and say, oh, well, this isn't really like a hard drug because I don't instantly feel hungover or, you know, like most drugs like cocaine, alcohol, etc. There's usually an instant feeling after of sort of feeling shitty. With opiates, you don't feel shitty immediately after. The problem is it feels really good, so you keep taking it, and then you become physically dependent on it. And now what's happening is you're just going to start seeing more and more guys coming forward. They can't get off this shit because what happens is you start taking this stuff for, you know, more time. And the problem is in the bodybuilding industry, there's so many addicts that we don't know about because let's be real, bodybuilders, we're fucked up, man. There's a lot of us have past issues. There's a reason why we bodybuild. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people with addiction history in bodybuilding, and there's not much education on it. So what I'm finding is a lot of guys are taking this stuff in prep, and then they finish prep and they just keep taking it. You know, they can't stop taking it because what happens is you start going through withdrawal, just like opiates. You know, you get the cold sweats. You feel like shit. You feel miserable and depressed. You don't feel happy at all. There's no good moods. You know, you can't sleep. You're tossing and turning. And then, so for some education, the way it works is there's Kratom tea, which is what started out. It's been around for years, which is honestly pretty mild. And then what happens is they made an extract of the tea, and that's where Met 45 comes in, which an extract means they've made it stronger. And now there's another thing, which is a lot of guys are on that because they're not educated. And they're in smoke shops, gas stations, etc. These pills called 7-0 or they're extract of the extract. And essentially, if you look it up, I posted on my story, it says it's just as strong as morphine or even stronger. What does that tell you? You know, so a lot of these guys, what happens is, you know, they just see, oh, this one's for pain. This one's for to make you energy. This one's to help you sleep. These guys, there's no education on it. So, you know, maybe they're taking the lower dose kratom. And then you start taking those pills. What happened with me was I threw my back up for North Americans. And I couldn't even fly up there. I was debilitated. So I started taking those kratom pills for pain relief. Next thing you know, I was hooked on them, and I was taking more and more. The tolerance became higher and higher. And, you know, I would get cold sweats. I would feel like shit. And I had to, even like 5 hours later, like I would wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. in the morning, and I have to take some just to go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of guys, like people have been DMing me. Like this post is blown up. You know what I mean? Like there's so many comments. So you can see a lot of people are dealing with this, but a lot of people are also scared to talk out because a lot of pros are pushing this. And a lot of these guys are just basic bodybuilders. You know what I mean? Like they don't really have much of a voice, you know? So I think a lot of these guys are scared to sort of, you know, come forward, and it's embarrassing, right? I mean, no one really wants to admit, hey, you know, I'm hooked on this shit. And, you know, a lot of these guys can't get off it. So it's just something that there's not much education on. And I think, you know, the problem is a lot of these guys are saying it's not addicting, you know, and that's where the big problem is, because it might be addicting for people with not an addictive personality, and if you're not even educated, you could become, maybe you're not an addicted personality, but if you take them long enough, you can be. Just like when oxys came out, they're saying these aren't addicting. Well, we know that oxys are super addicting, like one of the most addictive drugs on the market. And what happens is people take it that aren't even addicts, but you take it long enough and you're physically dependent on it. And then you are an addict, you know, at that point of that stuff. So, you know, unfortunately now I think we're going to start seeing, you know, sort of the repercussions of this kratom stuff. And like the problem, like I said, is it's legal. It's easy to justify. It's like the Nubank stuff back in the day. Oh, it makes me train harder. It makes me, you know, do cardio. It makes me better bodybuilder, et cetera, et cetera. It's easy for us to justify in our head, you know, why we use it. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. And like, it's, for me, it's been a struggle to get off, and, you know, now I'm off, thankfully. And, you know, I've moved on, but now I'm just trying to spread more awareness, you know, and a lot of guys have been messaging me, and you go on Reddit's forums too. There's tons of guys that are like, I can't get off the shit. You know, I'm stuck. I'm miserable. You know, I'm fucking, you know, they're just like messed up, you know, because they can't get off it, and they're spending more and more money. The tolerance gets higher and higher. And now these places are making stronger and stronger milligrams of it. So it's a dangerous world. And also a lot of people with past addiction history, like what scares me is, you know, maybe these guys go back to heroin or something, you know what I mean? And then they die, you know? So it's a very realistic thing, you know?
Yeah. So myself, back in 2023, I came across kratom, and I believe it was like a Joe Rogan podcast I had listened to. And, you know, they were praising all the good things about it, you know, your mood during the day, your focus, sleep. So I tried it. I went to a local dispensary, and I started off doing like 2 grams a day in pill form. And over the next probably 2 months, I worked up to like 5 grams. And it felt great. I felt great in my day to day. Like my focus was there. My mood was up. I really liked it. And I personally don't have a very addictive personality. Be completely transparent. I've done a lot of recreational drugs in my younger years throughout life, and it was nothing I ever personally got addicted to. But when I decided, okay, you know, I've been doing kratom now for 3 months. I think I just want to just take a break from it. I had serious withdrawals, and it was really hard to come off of it. I had exactly what you talked about, Nate. I had sweats. I felt like shit day to day. Really bad headaches, not motivated to do anything. And I had that for about 10 days before I really started to feel better. So since it's come into the bodybuilding industry, I haven't been telling people not to do it. I've just been be very cautious, you know, because like you said, Nate, I don't think any of the negatives ever get talked about with kratom. And that's a mistake, because it is very addicting for sure. Whether you know you're becoming addicted to it or not, that's a real thing. And like you said, I know that it's the new hot trend to take it in prep and to feel better, and prep doesn't seem as hard when you're taking it, but it's addicting for sure. I don't know if any of you guys have any other experiences using kratom or trying it.
So I've tried Kratom a handful of times, maybe like 5 or 6 times. I personally am not the biggest fan on how it makes me feel. And the reason why is because it just makes me sleepy. Every time I've taken it, I just go to sleep and I just nap. So it's not something I would ever personally take around training. I don't like anything that is like a downer. I don't like anything that like lowers me down, I guess. I'm more of a stimulant person. So I've tried Kratom a few times. You know, and every time I feel like I'm in La La Land and I just go to sleep. And that's it. And then I wake up and I feel a little groggy. And that's about it. I can see why it would be addicting if people like that feeling. I just don't like that feeling, which is why like I never tried like painkillers or anything like that. Anything that like brings me down, I don't like that feeling. I like being up. But from everything I've researched, regular mitragynine that's in the Kratom, I've read and researched that one right there is not nearly as bad as the 7-hydroxymitragynine, which is a 7-OH. And the problem is that a lot of companies are using the 7-OH because it's extremely potent. Like I think from what I was reading, it's like 2% of the alkaloids that's in Kratom leaves. Yeah. So it takes a lot of Kratom to extract that out. And that is extremely potent. And that one I feel is, from what I've read, is a lot more addicting than regular mitragynine. Yeah. And I also have read that there is a legislature that has been passing through or has been written or is going to be written to try to have some level of control over the market as to what doses you can put in and what you can. I'm sure that Kratom is very good for a lot of people that are just trying to control some basic pain. You know, same thing with like caffeine or even just like DMAA or something like that for increased energy. It's just, I think that people should be educated on all possible side effects, especially I've read that it can cause some gut health issues. Yeah. But that's kind of like my take on it. I think it's just, if it is legal or whatever, which it is, I just think that there should be some education on it. But I do know that there are some companies out there that'll just use basic mitragynine, which does have a lot of a better effect in the body and is a lot less addictive than that 7-OH. The 7-OH is the nasty stuff, and that's where the problem runs in, because people don't differentiate on the label all the time the 7-OH. So people are taking it and then they're blaming Kratom in general, whereas it's only one particular type. You know, it's like ephedra extract versus ephedra alkaloids. One of those is illegal, one of them isn't, because ephedra alkaloids has a lot more potent effects on the body.
It also really depends on how much you use and how often you use it. So there's some people, you know, they might use the ep.30, which isn't the 7-0. It's just the mitragynine, but they might use it once or twice a day. They might be fine. But the problem is, you know, like I was using it more like 3 or 4 times a day. You know what I mean? So the more frequently you use it, the more consistently you use it, that's when you start to get in trouble. Because even with the mitragynine or whatever, I found myself, I still got the cold sweats from that, even before I did the 7-0 or stuff or whatever like that. But Chris is absolutely right. The 7-0 is far more potent. These little pills, you know, and the problem is there's not education on it. So maybe these people start taking it. They're not understanding that the difference. And, you know, it's crazy because some of these companies, literally, they're called, like, there's one that's called Perk. There's one that's called Opia. Like, literally, you know what I mean? It's opiates, Percocet. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to literally mimic, you know what I mean? Like, pretty much, you know, street opiates. I mean, people call it gas station heroin. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty sketchy, you know? But that's the problem, is there's not a lot of education. And a lot of these people that are, like, maybe with these companies, they're not really, like, saying, you know, breaking it down like that. I've never really heard anyone say, like, okay, here's this level to this, here's the level to that, you know, don't use it for this many days or blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So this is a problem. There's a lot of gray area, you know, in the market, unfortunately. And it is, I mean, I know in the state of Vermont, the state of Illinois, there's states that you can't sell Kratom. Yep. There's a reason. There's counties that you can't sell Kratom down in Florida. You know what I mean? So there are some places that, you know what I mean, there is some laws behind it for a reason. And then there's some places where it's just a free for all, you know. So
yeah, I feel bodybuilding's the perfect market for it too, because let's be honest, a lot of bodybuilders like to, I don't know what the right word is, but bandage things with some type of drug. You know, we take drugs to deal with side effects from drugs that we take. So it's definitely, and I don't think that companies are necessarily thinking this way, but it's definitely the right industry to be in with minimal education, with a lot of people that are willing to experiment.
Well, that's the problem. That's what I was talking about. I was talking to Nate about that earlier. It's like people just want to jump on the first thing that, like, oh, look at this. This is the new thing. This will help you with this. This will help you with that. Well, like, I'm the type of person that I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch everyone else and see what happens and see what the feedback is. But it was just like me and Nate had this discussion earlier. It's like, it's a new thing. It's what people like the pros, like some of these bigger pros are pushing. And I get it. You know what I mean? Like, they're being sponsored. They're getting shit for free. They're being the test dummies. And some of them don't care because, you know, you're putting shit in your body anyway at this point. But it's like, personally, my experience, like, I've never even touched it, never even looked at it, never even thought about buying it. I just feel like, to me, it's a cop-out and just a way of trying to make money. With the way I look at it, and I explained it to Nate earlier, it's like, I feel like it's exactly like training. You should stick to the basics, stick to what, like, is going to help you grow in the sport. And I feel like it's like somebody jumping on an incline press machine and doing that, you know, the side push because they see Nick Walker doing it. Like, yeah. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like I said, this is exactly what I thought what was going to happen. Like 2 or 3 years down the road, this was going to be the problem. It was either going to be something that turned into an addictive thing and people can't get off it, and there's side effects to it. Because as we all know, you know, we've all done steroids before, so it's not nothing new. Like this, even what we do is addictive. Like, so it's a matter of like putting education behind it and knowing what you're doing. Like the things that we implement put into our body are shit that's been around for decades. It's not something that has just come around over the last couple of years and all of a sudden, like, this is going to be the new gateway. Like, to me, I look at it and I'm like, that's not the gateway. If it's 20 or 30 years into it and people are still using it, then clearly it's worth giving it a try. But in my eyes, if it hasn't been around that long and there's really no educated decision behind it, I don't stand behind stuff like that. So it's just, that's personally my opinion.
Yeah. But it's like anything nowadays, right? You just wave something shiny and people are attracted to it. You know what I'm saying? It's so simple.
It really did.
Right.
It's sold.
Right. But it's so simple to like sell people on anything nowadays. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, look how many people take Ozempic, for example. You know, like, say, oh, it's, you know, you could lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks and they're on it immediately.
Cleaning up your diet and exercising. Dude, they got my mom on Ozempic right now, and I'm like, they're just putting you in a grave sooner.
Right,
I said that directly to her. She's lost 20 pounds, but I'm like, yeah, but you're still sitting in your recliner and you're not exercising, so it's defeating the purpose, and all it's doing is suppressing your appetite.
Right. But whatever you can take to make things easier, you know, people will jump on it, you know, unfortunately. You know, and another thing is everybody wants to feel numb to the world nowadays, that they're just willing to take whatever, no matter what, anyways.
That's because the majority of the people are fucking pussies and they just can't control their own goddamn emotions.
Right.
Take the easy road. Everyone wants to take the easy road now.
Yeah.
That's a fact. What's happening, Luke?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Luke?
What's happening, guys?
How's Pittsburgh treating you?
Bro, it's all right. It's not bad over here.
Yeah.
We had a fucking Doug's dealing with it right now. We had a bad storm though at the beginning of the week, and we were out of power for a couple of days. He's still out of power.
You guys had like a microburst, didn't you?
Yeah, it was fucking weird.
I asked him. I messaged Doug. I'm like, "What did you get hit with, a freaking tornado up there?"
It was like 15 minutes long, but like everyone was out of power for like where I'm staying with Ava. We were out of power for like 2 days, but it happened on Tuesday. Doug still doesn't have his power back.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's a week out, so.
Fuck that. Being a week out and losing power, I would be losing my mind.
There's always something in the prep with him, too. I feel bad for him.
I saw him the other day, though. He seems all right.
Yeah,
he got like a generator from one of his buddies, so he's hanging in there.
I'm about to pull up Omar's page because every time I see him, he tells me he's retired. You guys
are retired.
I'm seeing your pictures, man. You ain't fooling no one.
I'm retired, man. I'm retired.
Yeah.
He's retired until he jumps in the Rhode Island show in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Comes out of nowhere.
Ashley,
I gotta say,
she will fight you, Omar. she was talking about how we were at the Cutler, the Cutler Classic, and like you like nudged her, and she like immediately just went to throw like an elbow back.
Oh yeah, man. I was like, holy shit.
She's tough. She's a legit fighter, so like she don't fuck around.
Yeah, no, I'm retired. I'm just keeping the dad bod.
Yeah, this is retired.
That is not a dad bod. You show up to a PTA meeting. If you show up to a PTA meeting looking like that, they ain't no dad bod. That right there is just establishing physical dominance.
Yeah, I like hearing when my kids say that I'm the strongest dad. So
you're a power dad, not a dad bod. That's a power dad. One of the most powerful dads.
Yeah, man, you gotta set the standard for these fucking guys, man.
Absolutely.
You know.
It was like bum dad named Gary walking around in like those Walmart sweatpants with the elastic bands at the bottom with like food on his shirt, picking up his kid. There's always like a couple of those.
How's your tricep? Fully recovered now?
No, it sucks, man. You know, like obviously it's my first biggest injury that I've ever had. I mean, to be honest, to only be 6 months now, it's come a long way, but it's still not even close to where I'd like it to be as far as like strength wise. But I mean, I guess I can't complain. I'm still training, and it's enough to keep whatever muscle I've been able to keep on, you know. And I honestly feel like I look better than I did before, you know, before the injury.
Fantastic.
You know, so
like you don't look retired.
No, I'm definitely retired. Unless it's like I was telling Mike, unless the stars align and everything works in my favor to be able to actually jump into something, then, you know, I'm not saying it's not in the cards, but I'm saying right now it's not.
So are you still hitting like 6 meals a day, like not missing a meal and et cetera?
Bro, I never stopped, man. You know, it's like it's almost like I'm just programmed that way, you know?
I don't know. If I was retired, I'd be eating like 3 or 4 meals a day.
Yeah. Nah, man.
Speed dial.
No, it's just so like, yeah, just it's like breathing for me now, you know?
Yeah, it's like nature.
Yeah, still do everything the same as if I was prepping, as if it was an off season, like every other year. You know, just
every night.
Yeah, just a little leaner now. I mean, shit. This past vacation, I was eating like dog shit every day, but
it's good. You gotta enjoy yourself too.
It's vacation.
Hell yeah, man.
You want to follow a super strict diet on vacation? I want to try out the local food spots.
Right. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, I was eating like fucking like I've never seen food in my life.
How many empanadas did you eat a day?
Holy shit, bro! You don't have no idea, man. Those empanadas are like that fucking big, man. You know. Gosh. So I mean, you're eating like 3, and you feel like you want to throw up already. But they were bomb. The food was bomb.
I miss it.
3, and then Luke's like fucking stuffing his face over there. Luke's like, that's an appetizer, motherfucker.
I just eat all day, bro.
You got like 8,000 calories, Luke.
Yeah, like 7,500, bro.
That's insane.
Jesus.
I start prep at the end of the month, though. So
good for you, though. Good for you. That's
fucking wait.
A lot of fucking work.
Yeah, dude.
Good job.
So, since the last show, we talked about the 100 men versus the gorilla.
Oh my
God! Obviously, we didn't talk about it first,
Sean hates us.
Our pod was kind of early on it. I cannot believe the traction that fucking question got
everywhere now.
Yeah,
throughout the world. It's insane. Like,
anyone that thinks one gorilla would beat 100 good men,
he's here in the pod.
Did you see Ian? Ian was like, "Oh, the silverback wins that all day," and I'm like,
No.
"What?
Hell yeah!
Hell
yeah!
I'm finding a shank like in the woods or something and like building something. I don't care. I'm using whatever I got to do. I'm fighting dirty.
I saw a list on Instagram of like people like compiling the 100 people they would choose.
Oh, like fucking one of them was like Hall.
Yeah, one of them was like white dudes when their hockey team lose.
Yeah, I saw that same one. It had white dudes when their hockey team loses. I think that list also had Chuck Norris on there.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris. He was like Chuck Norris, Eddie Hall.
Yeah,
like all them guys.
Picking Steven Seagal.
Yeah. Oh man,
I'd like to see the Ultimate Warrior in his prime.
Yeah,
you know that dude's gonna be hyped up on so much blow, just running full speed. That's a gorilla. His arms, you know.
I throw Jason Statham in there.
Yeah,
Jason. I'm gonna beat this gorilla's ass,
bro. Speaking of Jason Statham, this has nothing. Just actors. Today we watched Havoc on Netflix. It just came out.
Like so good.
With Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I watched that too. That was hard.
Did you guys like it?
I loved it. You didn't like it?
I haven't seen it yet.
So I actually was talking with Nick Walker about this. I was chatting with him in the DMs because he was watching at the same time. Like I watched it shortly after, and we both came to the conclusion that the fight scenes and the action sequences were awesome, but the overall movie sucked. It was fucking dog shit.
Well, what I really liked was like how like dark and grim it was. You know what I mean? Like they made it really like ghetto and like disgusting and just like, you know, it's like old Gotham or something, you know what I mean? Which I like that kind of stuff.
I was gonna say they really made it feel like a comic book city.
Yeah, right.
Like that was cool.
Very seedy, very like grimy.
Yeah, it actually gave me some Sin City vibes.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some of the action scenes were a little over the top. Like at the end, like it was like, all right, like
yeah.
Did you watch it or no? I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I haven't seen it either.
It's worth a watch.
See, I watched it with no expectations, so I was like, it was fun to watch. It's just whenever I put expectations on something and it just bombs, you know, like the second Beetlejuice movie, it was okay, but I mean, I had such high expectations for that.
Was it that bad, Mike?
It didn't feel. It didn't feel as genuine. I don't know how else to put it.
Was Michael Keaton still Beetlejuice?
Yes, but
he was good. He was good.
It felt like he was being Beetlejuice, but you could tell he hadn't been Beetlejuice for 30 years. I guess.
This wasn't the same. If you grew up on that, it just was not like, you know what I mean? It's
The problem is with that is when you remake a movie like that, it doesn't have that same feeling or film quality of like the decade that it was in. It was like when they remade The Crow, we watched that. That they should just delete that movie from existence. Because
I still think Michael Keaton's one of the best Batmans.
Oh, he is in my opinion, he is the best Batman.
Mike disagrees. Look at him.
Yeah.
To each their own.
I also really like Ben Affleck.
He's the man in Batman.
No, Ben Affleck was a good Batman. I'll give Ben Affleck was a good Batman for sure.
If you're from New England, you always have a soft spot for Ben Affleck.
Yeah, of course. That's a fact.
Robert Pattinson, I did not like
too.
What's up?
Did anybody see The Accountant too?
No,
not yet.
Watched The Accountant 1 again like 2 days ago. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Did any of you guys see the second one?
No, I haven't even seen the first one.
Oh man!
Oh, you got to watch it.
Ben Affleck plays an autistic as fuck dude so well.
Yeah, he does.
So well.
What's that new movie with Michael B. Jordan everyone's talking about? Have you guys seen that?
Sinner. It's like a vampire movie.
Oh, yeah, I
hear
it.
Crazy reviews.
Like 10 out of 10.
I love vampire movies.
Wait, did anybody see that or no?
I heard it was good though. I heard it was really good.
Some amazing reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes and shit.
Yeah. Did anybody see Magazine Dreams yet?
Yeah.
Was it?
No.
I didn't. I heard bad stuff. I
heard very bad stuff. Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be this.
It was a weird movie.
Yeah.
I just heard it. I heard it really gives bodybuilding sort of a really negative viewpoint, and
he did a really good job, like acting. Like the acting was really good, but like it definitely made like if you're a bodybuilder, you're like, bro, like what? Like it made me feel like a fucking retard. Like
he was common people like think we are is
like dude, like he was out on a date with like a girl or something, and then like he just started rambling about like how he's gonna be Mr. Olympia and all this stuff. And the girl had no idea, and I'm like, bro, if I ever did that, I'd kill myself. Like, what are you talking about? So it was entertaining, but like it for sure made bodybuilders look like weirdos.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fuck.
Yeah. Everyone probably watched that movie. Was like, I'm not fucking with no bodybuilders.
Bro, I was listening to a basketball podcast and they were talking about it, and they were like, "Yo, bodybuilding's weird as fuck."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Damn, this is the representation we have now."
Yeah.
So,
fuck that.
All right, so here's the question I got tonight. There's 1,000 grapes. One grape is poisonous. Each grape you eat is worth $100,000. How many grapes are you eating?
Wait, how many grapes?
There's 1,000 grapes, but one's poisonous and will kill you for sure.
1,000.
But each one you eat is worth $100K.
Damn.
Like 100. I don't know.
So you don't know where the rent. So
100's coming to my head, but I have no rhyme or reason why. Bro.
Yeah. Might feel safe enough.
Yeah, I guess that's good.
I would eat 0 grapes. I am not putting any chance on my life like that. And I feel like because it's greed oriented, I'm just gonna get the first grape. I'm gonna be dead. No, I'm eating 0 grapes.
Wait, each one's 100K?
Each one's $100K.
I'll do like 5, make it quick, $500,000.
Right.
Yeah, I'm out.
I said I'll just do 10. I'll just do 10.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna grab like a handful. You can go like one at a time.
No, I'm handful for sure.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not doing one by one. And
I'm gonna expect every fucking grape, bro. If I see any defaulting thing, I'm not eating that grape, bro.
Yeah, I think 10 because I think if I make $1 million, I can make very solid investments and be good.
Yeah, you got your life from there.
Yeah.
Unless you're dead.
My thought was if I die, then Shay just gets the money. So like, I'm doing like.
Oh, yeah. That's a real man right there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. I'll tell my wife to try a grape first. Yeah, you try this one.
Hey, hold on. Let me take out this life insurance policy real quick.
Yeah. Should we talk about Pittsburgh? It's a week away. Shit, we should make some picks.
What do you guys think of Vito's recent post pictures? They're all like blown up.
Yeah, they're trying to compare him and Nick, but it's like you're using like some of Nick's bad shots versus.
I'll be the first to admit that MI4 you lighting his gas. So
yeah,
it's going to be a different story. I think Vito's going to be in that 4 or 5 spot.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
That picture is crazy though.
So can Nick actually be there? Question. A lot of people are sort of now thinking Nick actually might have a chance. Does he have a chance?
I think Nick can win.
I don't think he will. Like I think he could, but like if I'm putting money on it, I'm not going to pick.
See, the only thing is like, so if I'm a coach and Aceto's a great coach, if you got Derek and you just looked his best ever at Arnold, it's very easy to replicate that, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You just sort of feed him and lower the cardio and just sort of coast him in. And honestly, he probably could look better too. I mean, some shots like maybe pose his abs a little bit better and little tweaks here and there. And like, honestly, he should be able to look just a little bit better from Arnold.
His back shot, like his back lat spread looks fucking a lot better. Like,
I saw a comparison.
He wins that shot all day. Look at how small the waist is in that shot.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, and Nick's back little bicep has greatly improved. That is a pretty nasty shot, just because he has arms and shoulders too. That's so
retarded though.
And Nick's hamstrings are insane, like the thickness and the detail and those things.
Yeah,
Nick's rear double.
His glutes didn't look like
from the waist down.
Oh yeah, insane.
I mean,
yeah, his like adductors, his hamstrings, his adducters are.
See, it was that one that they did. Nick versus
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? I get it, but it's like,
bro, Good Vito looks retarded, bro. What is that?
By himself, it's so impressive.
Yeah, what is that, bro?
The
thing is like Vito's already done a show this year. Nick hasn't. So in my eyes, that's just like, I get that we're a week out, but like, when exactly was? I mean, like, was both these?
Let me ask you this: you think like? Because I know he'll never admit this, but like, there's definitely a lot of pressure on Nick going into this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of pressure.
So like,
yeah, absolutely.
You think he's going to feel that though?
If he does not finish second,
yeah,
it's going to be tough for him.
He has to play second, or
yeah. So like that, and that's a tall dude. That's beating the fourth best guy in the world.
Like he needs to win. Yeah, he needs to win or finish second, or it's not going to be a good spot.
Yeah, that's a very tall task, and like that might get to him. Also, like Kyle Wilkes seems like a decent coach. I don't know much of like how he operates, but like he definitely don't have experience with big guys like Nick. He preps a lot of these influencers and stuff. So like,
I mean,
speaking of big body, speaking of big body like that can be very hit or miss.
Also, too, as a coach, you know, that's a very stressful situation when you're peaking a guy like that. You're sort of in your head. I mean, he's never really been in that position of like peaking some stature, you know. And
that's what I'm saying. So like, if I'm a betting man, I'm taking the safe pick, and I'm picking Derek pretty much 10 times out of 10. But like, Nick is still one of the best in the world. I honestly think that the battle is more for second with him and Martin, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. The only thing is, like with Martin, I don't really see. He says he put on like 10 pounds. He honestly looks the same.
He does.
So
okay, Luke. If Nick from Arnold 2023 shows up, can he beat Derek?
You're talking about the one that lost to Samson.
Did he?
That took second.
No, the one that he won was
another one that he won.
That was 21. That was 21.
That was 21, right? Yeah.
The end second, you mean?
So if 21 Arnold Nick shows up,
can he beat Derek?
I don't think he's big enough. I think that 21 Arnold Nick was like super crisp and like perfectly peaked, but like Ian took second. And I think if a Derek from the Arnold 25 showed up at that show, he would have won that show too.
Easy.
So I think Nick looked great because like that was really like the show that he made a name for himself, because he did the New York before that. He won the New York, but all he beat was Justin Rodriguez, and people were even like surprised by that. And then when he came out and he beat Kuklo and Ian in that Arnold, then people were like, "Oh, he's the real deal." But like, if a guy with Derek's fucking like at that level, who's already an Olympia champion, Arnold champion, etc., had showed up at that show, he wouldn't have won. Because that was that weird Arnold. That was that was like a week or two before the Olympia because of COVID. So it didn't get like the usual turnout.
Would you say that's Nick's best look ever, though?
Probably.
I would agree.
I think Nick's gonna beat his best look ever in this show.
I can see that. He's on a trajectory. I mean, every pick he posted.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. That's nuts.
I'm not gonna lie. When he was like 7-8 weeks out, he looked a little bit behind for his usual stuff. But the last few weeks, obviously, things have come to.
I'll tell you, there's definitely shots he's gonna win.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, his side shots are awesome.
And most muscular.
Yeah, he's going to get most muscular, ab and thigh, and like
both side shots.
Both side shots, but just the overall.
That's 3 out of what, 8? So that's
but the overall shape and structure of Derek compared to him is just it's going to be too much, in my opinion. And like Nick has probably one of the top 3 to 5 back double biceps in the world, but Derek has like one of the best ever.
Yeah.
So it's like you're talking about
Derek is his lats are so sweepy, and like that just is so impressive on a body. You know, like Keon, they have the same thing. When you have those lats that sweep out like that, it's just so eye catching and so.
And then it goes right into like the most ridiculously cheese grater glutes I've ever fucking seen. It's stupid.
Yeah.
So we think Derek for sure.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I think the battle is for second.
Yeah.
My opinion.
I'd probably still give it to Derek, but it'll be closer than people than what it was going into the show. I think I think win some shots. It's not going to be like a perfect score for Derek. I don't think. But
I'm going to go wild card. I'm going to pick Nick.
I'd love to imagine the Olympia if Nick wins. Like
that's the other thing that has been going on in my brain too. I'm like, I think it would just stir the fucking pot even more. Like. Samson wins the Olympia, then loses to Derek at the Arnold, and then Derek goes to Pittsburgh and loses to Nick at the Pittsburgh. Like, who wins the Olympia? Now and then Hottie on top of it. Now you got like 4 guys going into the Olympia that could possibly win.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
That would be fucking bonkers. I want to see it happen. So that's why realistically, I know in my mind probably Derek is the better choice, but I'm choosing Nick.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm choosing Martin.
Hell yeah!
You've been a Martin guy all along.
That's how I like to live.
Martin's got phenomenal shape, and he's got plenty of size where he can compete with the bigger dudes up there like Nick. His conditioning's always insane.
Dude, I could see it. I could see it happening. I could see it happening if Derek's way off, because Martin, like I was at the New York last year. And in my opinion, Martin won that show. So he should have beat Nick already. And I know Nick wasn't at his best, but Martin's also gotten better since that show. I think Martin can beat Nick, even if they're both at their best, just off of structure and shape.
Yep, I agree.
But I don't think he can beat Derek if Derek's on. So if Derek's off, I can see Martin winning the whole show. So like I said, it's kind of a toss-up between him and Nick. I feel like a lot of it comes down to preference. Like, are you somebody that just likes freaky, grainy muscle, or do you like flow and roundness?
Head judge.
Huh?
Is it Steve or is it Tyler? Because those are 2 different opinions.
Oh, very much so. I know that one for sure.
Yeah, you know that. Nate knows that for damn sure.
Yep.
Like, Tyler and Steve look at it very different. Like, Steve is going to veer towards Nick probably if he's the head judge. But if Tyler's there, he's going to veer towards Derek and Martin. So, I mean, but if they're both at the table, Steve's the head judge. So you'd figure Steve's the head judge, but
he wasn't at Nationals, that's for sure.
Shout out to Vincenzo. This is his pro debut, or this is his second pro show? Pro debut.
Yep. He turned pro, at 22 Olympia amateur, I think, or something?
Yeah.
I did a ton of shows in the day.
He looks good.
And, I'm interested to see who else, does Pittsburgh. It seems like a lot of guys are like, it's not going to be that deep because no one really wants to get that smoke,
Yeah.
Mike, pull up Kent.
Yeah, bro.
He
looks fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, he looks ridiculous.
He's going to hurt some feelings in New York, that's for sure.
He's going top.
No, I'm so happy for him, bro.
He's got it going on.
Yeah.
He's mutated. He's awesome.
Within the next couple, it could happen this year, but within the next couple of years, he's top 5 at the Olympia all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easily.
Structure, and now he's figured out the conditioning even more.
Yeah.
Good luck. He turned into another human being.
Shout outs to Ken. Do you guys see that Ronnie Rocco's coming back to try and get his pro card?
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was talking to you, Mike. I'm gonna wait 3 years and do the Cutler too.
Yeah.
That's the silly.
Just don't register and then just show up to the Cutler next year and people will shit their pants.
That's the silly thing. Like, they should just let him, because he competed in another organization at 50 years old, bro. Relax. Yeah. No one knows what show he did. No one even it didn't pull any audience from the IFBB. I don't know why they're so stickler about it. Dude, that dude's a legend in the sport, in my opinion. He put in his time. Just give him the card. They did it for Lee Priest. He did compete in NABA. It's not that big of a deal. It's not like he's gonna come in and if anything, he's gonna give you more ticket sales at the Masters Olympia. Which
right.
Well, it'll be cool for some amateurs to like step on stage with a legend.
Yeah. I remember seeing him in New York. I think what was it? I don't know if you guys were there, but was it when he looked really good one year, like back in 2018 or 17 at New York. He was like third or fourth, but
I think that was 2017.
Yeah. He was actually really good there. Yeah.
Ronnie always had a good physique.
Yeah.
I feel like he was very underrated his whole career.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had a hell of a physique. Still does have a hell of a physique for being in his 50s.
Yeah.
So who's doing New York besides Ken? Is whoever's going to lose this show is probably going to jump into it, but you figure Martin's probably not going to jump into New York because the purse is not as steep. You know what I mean? Like, I know Regan's in it, Ken's in it. It's so Grizzo commit. He committed, right?
Yeah, he committed.
I think Sassan's doing it, right? I heard
Vito's doing it too. I think Vito said he's doing both.
See, I won't lie. Honestly, here's the thing. I'll talk about Crizzo real quick. A lot of people are hyping him up right now. The problem is he's only posting most musculars inside chests.
Yeah,
he's obviously freaky in those shots, but like I don't see a back double bicep. I see a rear lat spread. I don't see a front double bicep. I don't see a front relax. That's bodybuilding. You know, a lot of guys can hide behind a great most muscular and a great side chest. You know, no disrespect to him. He's done amazing.
He's got great arms. That's why
he looks crazy. But like in a lineup, on a bodybuilding stage, when you go pose by pose, I just don't think he's going to be able to hang with these dudes.
He's got to have top 5 arms all time.
Oh yeah, that's
for sure.
Well, I think in this lineup, he finishes 6th or 7th.
Yeah, I think Vito beat him all day.
You got Vito that can beat him, and then Bonac.
Yeah, Bonac will beat him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Bonac's doing Pittsburgh, or you guys talking about New York Pro?
Bonac is doing Pittsburgh.
Yeah, he's doing Pittsburgh.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So then, like, you're looking at good Vito and Bonac in that 4 or 5 slot, and then like
imagine if Bonac gets like a little sharper from Detroit and can improve on that. Like that's going to be a nasty look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think good Vito will probably end up in 4th. You know, I just don't see him beating Nick, Derek, or Martin.
No, I mean, like he's still got some holes, and then he just needs to tighten up the post.
No, you know who I saw at the gym the other day, who took second to good Vito at the Arnold in Brazil or whatever, that Leonardo dude.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He just needs to get in shape. But if he gets in shape, he's got a crazy physique.
Yeah, he looks great. It's just his backside at that show was pretty soft.
Yeah, but like he's big as fuck and he's got the good structure. Like if he was like hard as nails, like
he would give Vito a run for his money.
He'd push into that like 4 or 5 spot for sure.
I agree. Yeah,
he's crazy.
Yeah, New York's looking like it's going to be pretty good too.
Yes.
Ever since they got rid of that point system, the shows have been a lot more fun.
Yeah,
it hurts too, man. I mean, like
jack the money up too.
Yeah, the money got jacked up. Like Dubai is what 140K now.
Dude, it was like literally a year or 2 ago. Like shows were like 10K first place.
Yeah.
Already,
everyone's jacking it up, and all these top level pros are fucking showing up to these shows, which is what everyone wanted.
Yeah. Nate, you've won money at a show before, right? You won Toronto. Was it Toronto?
Vancouver. I got like 3K for 3rd place. So.
How crazy is that to like, you place, like that's all you're thinking about. Then you realize you get money.
Dude, it's dope. Honestly, it was cool.
That's awesome.
It was like, oh shit, okay. Like I actually feel like a real bodybuilder,
Yeah.
That was cool because
he should have finished 2nd at that show.
And it was in Canada too, and they taxed me, so it was pretty dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So definitely that's cool.
That's very.
And Nate had to go against the fucking one of the biggest dudes in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Fucking Hassan.
I haven't seen much from him this year, Hassan.
No, I haven't. He's a train. He's so big.
Just seeing him walk backstage, it's just like
he just waddles back there.
He's like low key pretty young too, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's super.
He's in his 30s.
I heard he's pretty young, but he looks like older than he is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because I remember when he first came on the scene, he was like 25 or 25.
He was looking like he is now. Yeah.
Really? That's crazy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh shit.
You're going to New York, right, Mike?
I am going to New York. Yeah.
Do you know Mike who's doing Texas? I see some people are putting their names in now, like Jordan.
In there.
Yeah.
Meathead podcast, right? Those guys.
Yep.
And those guys, yeah.
Those are really the only ones I know.
Is Stew show this year? Do you know?
Who is it?
Beef Stew?
I think he's doing Texas as well, yeah.
Okay, that would make sense since he's down there.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just getting started with prep now.
Yeah. I think he's either already started, I think what Luke said, or he's getting into it.
What's
Texas? You know, he could honestly win a show. It's just really just peaking in the right lineup. You know, he's got so much muscle and he's got good shape. So.
Yeah.
What show is Jordan Hutchinson doing?
Texas.
But,
I mean, he looks ahead. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like
he pulls into
something a few weeks before that too.
Yeah, he's in the 280s, and Chris likes keeping his guys super tight. So
yeah. And then Tonio Burton's doing Cal, right, or something, or Legion.
That's what I thought. I didn't think Sass was in New York. I thought he was going straight to Cali.
Well, he was, but then I heard he was doing New York from some people too. So I think he's doing both. But that'll be good for him because honestly, dude, if you beat Andrew Jacked and prejudging, I know he was off, but still, I mean, that's like, you know, the judges are liking what you're bringing. So,
yeah,
I love his physique, bro.
Yeah, he's nasty. Just
wild.
You gotta like appreciate the conditioning and the detail. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. I love the UK guys too. I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah, they're chill, humble.
That's because all those UK guys have like that translucent see-through skin, so they just look like they're granite or made out of cement or something.
It's so tough for him, though. I mean, like you go from beating probably William Bonac's best look he's ever had, and then you're like, all right, I can handle that, and then all of a sudden you show up to FIBO and you're like, I got this in the fucking bag, and then fucking Monday rolls around and you're like, Andrew's like, yep, I'm in. If I'm him, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Really?
But I feel like that's what it's going to be like most of this year, though, because like there's so many guys that need to qualify.
Well, what's like Hunter doing? You know what I mean? Like,
Hunter's not competing this year at all.
Okay.
He's not.
Nope.
Why not? Just like
he has to get shoulder surgery.
Didn't he get shoulder surgery like 2 years ago? Shit.
Yeah. When we were at the gas meetup, he gave a little speech saying that he wasn't competing this year because he was trying to put it off as long as he could, but it's just affecting, I guess, how he trains. So he's not competing this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he's young enough; he'll recover.
Yeah.
Better off get it now than mess it up even more, where it could be worse. You know.
Yeah. This is the other shoulder because he already had one worked on.
I think it's the other one. Yeah.
Has Del Rosa said anything about what he's doing, John? No? He'll probably do.
He was supposed to do the Arnold originally.
Yeah. I don't know why he backed out. He never really said, right? He just sort of.
He's really here.
It's not qualified, right?
I know Raph's dealing with. Is it Raph dealing with?
Yeah. He posted a pic the other day. He looked pretty sick.
Isn't he dealing with some health stuff though, like some kidney?
Yeah, I heard he's
some kidney stuff. Yeah, some kidney shit.
Who?
He posted a picture and looked nasty.
Raphael.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot of fucking good bodybuilders that aren't going to be qualified this year.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the other thing too is like if you're like a Martin or a Derek or like a Nick, and you know that you can beat all these guys in the lineup, like it's just like a strategic move where you do these other shows and you take a qualification away from somebody else.
And the money, bro.
You collect them up.
That's the thing too. It's a business at the end of the day. Like you're trying to earn money.
Like Natalia Coelho, she always would do that. She would just do all these shows and just keep winning them, just keeps collecting money and just taking those qualifying spots away from other competitors.
Right.
You know, the only problem is you do too many shows, you run the risk of getting burnt out or your body getting super fatigued and tired and whatnot. But with enough space in between, you know, easy to do.
For sure.
Here's a question. Do you guys think Hottie's going to be able to make it over with this new administration or? You know?
That's a good question.
I don't see it being an issue, and the only reason is that
he's done it before.
He's still connected to EvoGen, so I mean, you know, Hani's going to try and pull as many cards as he can with that shit.
Yeah, he'll get him.
Like all of his guys have never had an issue.
Yeah.
You know,
I want Beirut to get over here. So
that's what I was about to say.
He'd be top 10 all day. Easy.
I want him to get, dude. I love that guy's physique, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. Speaking of doing drugs that don't have much research behind them, have any of you messed around with the SLU PP332?
No,
but everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it right now, huh?
Yeah. I'm trying.
I have a lot of friends that do use it, and they've had some tremendous results from it.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is I don't care if it's a supplement. If there's something new that I hear about, I will take the time and read what it does. And I will literally look at mechanism of action. And I'm not going to just blindly put something into my body, pill, transdermal, injectable, anally. I ain't putting anything in my body, without doing some research on it. That's why I never got people would just blindly take Kratom. Like I would just research it. Look at what it does.
Let other people be the guinea pig first.
Well, it's just, the whole Kratom, just so much of that's just marketing, bro. And people are stupid. People are gullible. Like they're gonna take. If it sounds like the magic pill on paper, people have been looking for that their whole life. They're gonna take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said before, bodybuilders, we love the next drug. It is.
Yeah, but it's everything, bro. It's the next food. It's the next training fucking what is the RIR shit or what? It's always this new thing. It's like, and it always comes back to the same shit.
Yep.
They all phase in and phase out.
It's like the same thing with the trend now, where a lot of people are eating an ass load of sourdough bread.
I was about to say.
I've been eating that all the time as a friggin' kid because I love it.
Yeah,
and I've known about the gut
properties. The Rice Krispie treat thing for a while too. There's all these weird food things, bro.
Cristocito back in the mid 2010s or whatever, the muffins.
Yeah, everyone was eating muffins.
Yeah. Everyone was eating muffins.
yeah, it's strange. We love the next thing for sure. Just humans in general, but definitely bodybuilders. We fucking love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I like when the new stuff comes out because then it's okay, I get to read about it.
Yeah.
And then I'll learn. If it's something I don't know, if I can't find any crazy studies, or if there's any decent amount of negative result studies in lab mice or whatever, I'm I'll wait and see how this plays out.
Yep.
Yeah, so many people just don't think like that, bro. Unfortunately,
you need to. It's if you've never taken I don't know, DNP before, and they're just oh, take this for burning fat, and you don't research and just blindly put it in your body. Then you're oh my god, I'm fucking cooking from the inside because I took grams of it at a time.
Yeah, you're cooking all right.
Come on,
even still, I don't want to talk about this kind of shit, but even the vaccine stuff and everything, bro. People are just
for sure.
blindly gonna do whatever they're told because someone with any form of authority says something.
That was the part that was the red flag for me. Once they started posting it and online and doing these big press releases of people getting their shot of nope, politics and medicine don't go together. They shouldn't go together. I'm all set.
I agree. So when it became political, that was the first thing I was like, this is fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
I also just know a little bit how medications go through stage 1 trials, stage 2.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it skipped all that because it was an executive emergency pandemic order, so it can basically supersedes the trial process. So I'm just nope.
Yeah.
Same thing with that H1N1 vaccine when that came out. Nope.
Yeah.
Right. But they also made it seem like if you took the vaccine, you weren't gonna die.
Yeah.
You could still fucking die getting the vaccine no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Nothing was going to keep you away from that.
It kept changing what it did. It was first you're immune to it. Then it's oh, well, it doesn't fully make you immune. I'm bro, they're just.
Yeah.
It's because people believe everything that's on the news.
Well, then when the general public was you need to take it so I don't get sick. Yeah. That's not how they're supposed to work.
Right.
Fucking
I still see people driving around with a mask on in their car.
I still see it all the time.
It happens.
Drives me insane.
Watch out for that fresh air. And even that's stupid. Even that's
stupid. I had a great question. Fuck. Yeah. This is why I should not smoke before the fucking
podcast. You gotta start writing shit down, bro.
Bro, I try. When you see me looking at my phone, it's because I write notes to myself.
Low-key Mike gets nervous, that's why.
I do get nervous. Well, the problem is I try and somebody will say something and that'll trigger a question in my head.
But you don't try to kill the conversation.
Then I'm trying to listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
And then when I start listening to what they're saying, I forget what the fuck the idea is.
At least you listen.
Yeah, I try. I'm a good listener.
Yeah, most people just listen to reply, not actually listen to understand. So,
Mike's a good friend.
I'm a good friend. I'm listening. Shit.
Mike, how's your prep going, bro?
What's that?
How's your prep going?
It's good so far, honestly. Pushing pretty hard with like cardio and then some low days, but then I'm eating up on high days. And I've never personally seen my body change this quick, which is
how much have you dropped already?
About 20 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, already.
In about 4.5 weeks. Yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean, that first.
That's how my prep sort of go too, though. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be like 290 and like 270 comes pretty quick, you know. But then it slows down and it just sort of. And then the last 6-7 weeks, I just sort of stay around the same with the Winnie and the Trenton, and it's like, you know, we're just harden up but stay around the same weight.
For sure.
What's Tampa? 12 weeks? 13?
I think it's 13 and Texas is 14.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, so you're gonna do Tampa first, or?
I'm gonna try if I can like make it work with work and financially, then but I don't know. But Texas for sure, possibly Tampa if I can make things work.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to Texas with you.
Yeah,
that show is such a good show.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's awesome.
The
lighting's great. Stage is great. Battle Up Media puts on a really, really good show.
And the best part about it, it's like, isn't it? It's just a pro show, right? There's no amateur, right?
No, there's an amateur show with the Texas one. I think Ashland's brother is actually doing the amateur version at the Texas Pro.
Austin?
Austin, yeah.
Yeah. I have another buddy who's doing the amateur there too.
Because honestly, as a pro and someone that's competed in a few pro shows, it's annoying when you have to like share that time and like Detroit Pro and like those kinds of shows where they like literally like put you on the stage at the same time. Like they know when they're going to put you on stage. Those are the best shows. And then there's shows like Toronto Pro where it was like I was dead last. Like they didn't like, you know what I mean? You're on late at night. Some of these shows, they really prioritize like when you on stage, and it's amazing. It feels great because you can really like you're on right at time. Like,
bro, that is so fucking important, bro.
Oh yeah.
So fucking important. I did the Texas show in 2022, and Ashland did the pro division there. So we did that. We actually did Tampa and then did Texas back to back.
Yeah.
And how they did it was like they had like the open men, go on one day, and then they had the amateur men go on another day. You know what I mean? So that way, like you weren't backstage with the pros. Right. It was separate, and it was run super smooth.
Well, it's because you got to think about in pro divisions, like there's only like 15, 20 people, you know what I mean? Where there's amateurs, there's like 100, you know what I mean? Like overall. So it gets pretty crowded. And like Toronto Pro, it was a shit show, honestly, because there was like masters and it was just a full day of like.
Did they divide? Did the women's go on a different day?
Yeah. At Texas, they did, yeah.
Yeah. Did that happen in Toronto too, Nate?
No, not at Toronto. It was like
we did everything the same day.
But Tampa, they do it right. Like they have masters and stuff, but they all have it on different days. So there's like, I think they have like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or like Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. So like they put us on right at Tampa at like 12 o'clock on Saturday, and then finals was like 4 p.m. So it was actually really good as far as like when they got us on stage, because I think they've been doing it long enough they figured it out. But
yeah, because I'm pretty sure they do. Yeah, they do masters on like Friday.
Yeah. So that
yeah. Dude, you can completely fuck a peak up just from that being backstage.
Yeah, for sure.
In Vancouver, literally what happened was they literally stopped the show for the open pro bodybuilders, and they put us like they literally had a division like women's like whatever amateur. They stopped them and they're like, okay, here come the men's open at 12 o'clock on the dot.
I love that.
Yeah, it was just so nice. Like,
bro, because you'll think you're going on in like 10 minutes. You'll like fucking take some salt, some honey, start pumping up or something. You fucking almost start sweating back there. You're pumping up for so long. You don't go on for an hour. And you like flatten back out. You're like, bro, it's fucking terrible.
Oh, bro. I remember in 2019 in North Americans.
Yeah, USA's was horrible.
We were slotted to go on at like 11 a.m. and we didn't touch the stage till like 2:30.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was with the show, I remember.
Hey, Nate, do you remember back when like the Cutler or the New England or the Cutler used to happen on a Sunday?
I didn't think I did it back then when it was a Sunday.
It was way back like 2013 and stuff. The color show used to be on a Sunday, and this is when bikini and men's physique just started to come out, and there was a shitload of bikini competitors. So I can't remember if it was New England's or Cutler, but the judges all were late because they had a show on Saturday in I think Philly or Jersey, and they flew here. And they were late, so prejudging didn't start till almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Damn. And then bikini and everything went first. Bodybuilders never went first back then, so we didn't get on stage for prejudging until 6 o'clock. This show ended at 1 in the morning, and we all ran out of food. We all flattened out, looked like just straight crap. And I remember when Steve was coming back and was asking what we could do. We're like, hey, put bikini on last. They're not getting as lean as us. They don't have to hold condition as much. And then that's when they started changing it. But back then, man, we were bodybuilding one class for amateurs, and it was terrible that year.
That's the worst. Did you do nationals with me, Mike, in 2021?
Yeah, I did. I was there.
Yeah, remember we didn't finish until super heavyweights was at midnight, I think, when I won card with Mike Condell and Jacoby and all them. Remember we were how late we were on? That was crazy.
Oh. I remember because I came back for finals, even just to do my, wave to whatever, because I didn't make first call outs. But that shit was like you said, 11, 12 at night. We didn't eat till 1, and then we had to be up for our flight at 3. So it was terrible.
Yeah.
You're dead tired already. And then you're just waiting around.
I don't even want to eat. I just want to go to sleep at that point.
Well, in Orlando, there wasn't anything open anyways at that time.
Yep.
You get Domino's or McDonald's.
Yeah.
I remember that. So I had one of the followers of the podcast message, and he was gay, and he said, "Do you guys have any more gay stories?" So that's funny. People,
I have a few.
You got a few?
I got a few.
I can't wait to fucking hear this one.
Okay. So
it'll be as good as a banana.
This was one of the first ones, right? Remember that app? I think it was called Kick, KIK. It was like a messaging app. So I had one of those a long time ago, and I had my Kick profile in my bio, and I got a video from this guy, and he was making a 12-inch long dildo just disappear, and he was screaming my name.
Oh, yo!
I immediately was just sitting there looking at it, and I was horrified, and I was I actually messaged the guy back, and I was like, "Bro, where did it go?" And then
There's no story like Chris's story.
You stop us all, bro.
I immediately blocked him, and I removed that thing, and I deleted Kick after that.
The craziest part is him saying your name to me.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God, he was screaming it, and I was like, "Well, at least I know it's it was dedicated to me." Yay!
That's the thing. You guys ever get a gay dude hit you up, and then you're your boy, that dude hit me up too. Yeah, I didn't feel special anymore.
Yeah. It was so funny. After the Cutler, I screenshot it and I sent it to Nate, and he's like, "Welcome to the club, buddy." It's some dude that he's like, "Hey, I'll pay you $500 for you to wear your bodybuilding trunks all day and then mail them to me." I'm like, Nate's like, "Yeah, I've heard that from that same guy." He goes, "Welcome to the club."
Yeah, bro.
They're groupies, bro. They're groupies.
If you're gonna solicit me like that, then make me feel special, because I'll go on
the only one, bro.
You guys know? Have you guys heard of name Jason Max? He says he's from Boston. He hits a bunch of people up, and he's like, "Oh, come to my room and pose."
Wait.
Oh my God, I blocked that dude.
Yeah, right. Sure. Everyone, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't give the fucking guy the time of day. I'm like, I already know where this is going. I just
it's make it 1,000 and bring Domino's, and I'm in.
Jesus Christ. There was a guy one time that messaged Tim Reed and me on Facebook a while back, and he was like, "Hey, you want to make $50?" I was like, what do you need, a couch moved? And he's like, no, I want to suck you and your friends.
Damn.
Oh shit!
That was crazy.
Omar, you got nothing?
Not like that, man. Hell no.
I have so many. Just I've been getting this since like 2010. It's been like 15 years of just being fucking violated on social media.
Dude, they got no chill, bro. They're straight to the point, bro.
Yeah, it's always a weirdo that has no fucking profile picture, and it's like a weird ass fucking profile name that messages you. I'm like,
okay, bro.
I used to have a Snapchat. I deleted that years ago because I kept getting the same shit on there too.
It's like, oh, dick pic.
Literally, it was one guy wearing like there's one guy wearing like basketball shorts, and he's just holding his shit up, like, you know, laying down like this. And he just the caption was funny. He wrote "The Dark Knight Rises." Where was the dick pic going? Like, I just fucking.
Was he black?
I laughed at that and I blocked it. It was just like,
was he black?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta be black.
Oh, yeah, he's black. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys must know that black dude that's gay, Dan Lorenz.
Bro, I was about to say, all of my shit.
Let me tell you something about Dan.
Oh my god.
Dan has always been super respectful for me for like over a decade. Every time I see him, I give him the biggest hug. He's awesome.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Dude, I don't know how that guy spends so much time on his phone, bro.
Yeah,
bro, he's in every story I post, he's responded to. Like every post I make comment, and it's on everybody's shit too. Like, bro, he's like sent me money for cheap meals and stuff. He's like, oh, we're getting you to 300 pounds. I'm like, bro, stop. He told me he was gonna make.
The girl's like,
he asked about my birthday.
Who's the side piece sending you money?
Yeah, he asked me. I know. He asked what my birthday was, and he was like, "Oh, that's Father's Day to me now." I was like, "Please stop."
You gotta tell him to send me money just so I can break 200.
I had this one guy that would send me $5 like every day on Venmo to get coffee. And then I was just like, dude, stop fucking sending me money. Because then he was like, hey, he was another black guy, and he's like, hey, can you degrade me? And I'm like, no. What do you mean, no? Yeah, like, what am I going to call you? Like, no.
Yeah. I'm not cut out for it. I'm not. First off, so I'm being real. I wouldn't be cut out for it if women were asking.
Yeah, I can't. So, bro, it's too straightforward. I'm like, I'm not. Even if I was gay as fuck, I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Like if it was women and they were like, send me, just do something, I'd be like, I can't talk sexy. I don't talk sexy. I don't look like I can't take good pictures. I'm out. I just can't do it.
Oh, that's funny. So
it's just an awkward thing. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I will say,
I must not be that special.
I will say to the women in my 20s that I aggressively messaged at points, I am sorry.
And there it is.
Yeah, hey, man. It all comes back around, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You know, guys have a hoe phase too, I guess. Or I think what the equivalent would be, what, fuck boy, I guess. Before
yeah, for sure. I just had a baby with all of them, though. That's the problem. That's where I fucked up.
You how many kids do you have, Omar?
Huh?
How many kids do you have?
I have 5.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Omar's couch pulls out, but he does not. The dude does not miss.
Don't squeeze them butt cheeks, boys.
Oh, man.
No, I'm surprised I don't have some illegitimate children out there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure I probably have more somewhere that I don't know about. I'm pretty damn sure.
20 years down the
Just a
road.
squadron of Omars running around.
Yeah. If they're under 5 feet tall, yeah.
Oh shit. Anybody else got any topics? I really don't. Anything that you seen?
I'm just sick of this. I'm sick of all these people that are like tiny. You're talking about fatigue. And reps in reserve. It's like, how the fuck did anyone in the last 20, 30 years build any muscle? Like,
yeah.
Dude, I literally coached a kid.
Too much volume.
I coached a kid. He's 17 years old. He's in high school, and now he's taking on new clients. He did one bodybuilding show, natural. It's like, bro, are you serious right now? Like, brutal right now.
There's one guy, I don't follow him, but he pops up a lot. He seems to be going back and forth with one of these science-based guys.
Is it the dude that always wears like the breathe right strip?
Yeah,
he's funny as hell.
Yeah, I've seen that kid, bro. He does he's funny as shit.
He's good. But I just, this is what I don't understand about it. And I can't seem to find an answer. Like, why are these young kids following these science-based lifters, but there's no proof of anybody building good physiques?
Because their whole marketing thing is like they prey on the genetics thing. Like, oh, you don't have genetics like these guys. You're like me, so you have to learn all this stuff. And they'll blame drugs.
Yeah,
they'll blame both those things. But it's like,
not only the science-based stuff is easier. Let's be honest, it's the easier, softer way. Everyone wants, like we were talking about earlier. Everyone wants the easier, softer way. You know, like people don't want to fucking barbell row. People don't want to deadlift. People don't want to squat.
I saw a video of a kid who bought a cane to walk with for fatigue, so he could get steps in, but to manage fatigue. And I was like, what are you talking about, bro? The walking is supposed to be the managing fatigue, bro. What are you talking about?
That's it. Every time I go to Walmart, I'm just going to steal one of those scooters, and I'm just going to trying to keep my fatigue levels low.
Bro, I
want to get calcium ion fatigue from walking through fucking Wally World.
Jesus Christ.
The funny part is I could see you doing that.
Yeah, I probably would, just to be an asshole. Beep at people.
It's just, I don't know.
Bro, they've never actually even experienced it. If you don't have a certain amount of muscle and you can't even lift a certain amount of weight, I guarantee you're not overtraining or fatiguing.
Yeah.
That's correct.
None of these people even train fucking hard enough to even experience that.
Dude, when I first started, I literally would just be in the gym for hours, like stupid, like 40 sets, fucking 7 days a week, just being dumb because I didn't want to leave. Like,
facts.
But I never even felt overtrained. And I guarantee you I was training harder than half these kids are now, and I was doing all that.
But it worked.
I can tell you this: I went from 120 pounds, and I got over 200 pounds, like 210, 215, naturally over a 10-year period. There was nothing that I did was science-based. I'd do sometimes 30 sets for back. Yeah. I'd pyramid up weight everywhere, like 15 reps, 12 reps, 10 reps, 8 reps, 6 reps.
Bro, I had a shoulder workout I found that was literally every shoulder machine in the gym for like 5 sets. Like, it was like 40 sets of shoulders. Like,
yeah, and you probably still grew.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. If I did that now, my fucking arm would fall out my asshole, bro. Like, I'm like,
for sure. I remember I would back squat one day, and then the second day I would front squat. You know what I mean? Like, people don't do that shit now.
We barbell row and deadlift and fucking whatever.
Bro, that's the problem. Like,
I'm saying,
now, what are you gonna say, Mike?
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, like, none of my training was optimal when I started. It was go in. We deadlift for 2 hours, and then we do pull downs, and then we do.
You know what pisses me off about this stuff too is, like, specifically with back training, it's gotten super nuanced where, like, people act like the back doesn't work as a whole. Like, they're like, oh, this movement is like just your fucking rhomboid, and nothing else is gonna work, and this is just your lat, and this is just your whatever the fuck. Like, it's just, dude, just go in and get strong and pull vertically, horizontally, pick something off the ground.
Yeah. But think about it. You know, it's like, we went from having little to no information, just going in there and getting it done. Yeah. So, like, it's good because we have a lot of information, and it's bad because we have a lot of information. Yeah. You know, so it's like you're kind of like in this fucking limbo.
What drives me crazy, this is what I don't understand about the whole thing, And I kind of had a rant on my story like a couple weeks ago about like some of these coaches who are like 104 pounds, whatever, training people. Is like, I don't understand why there is tons of information, which is a good and a bad thing, because you have to be able to decipher like shit information from quality stuff.
Right.
But why would, if you are someone who's trying to bodybuild, build muscle, compete in a physique sport, why would you follow the fucking guy with no physique, no muscle? That's the part that I'm like, I don't care what study he can recite or whatever. At the end of the day, like, success leaves clues, bro. Like,
right.
If you gotta prove to me that you know how to do it. Like,
right. That's it's the fat personal trainer, right?
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
It makes no sense to me why, with all this information out there, why you would pick that guy to listen to. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a homeless person selling a course on how to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, that's always an analogy I use. And then it's just like, and then I add to that, it's like, okay, like there's a lot of millionaires in the world and billionaires. They all achieve their wealth different channels. But the one common thing is it's a grind. You got to work your ass off. It's the same thing. It's the reason why Jay Cutler did super, super high volume, super low rest periods, you know, and then like Ronnie Coleman or, Branch Warren did super high intensity, like very just, explosive reps, no time under tension.
Right.
Then everyone trained different. They all built these world-class physiques. And the problem with a lot of these studies that I've read, I mean, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, they're not elite like level genetic, like elite like athletes that are doing the studies. They're just normal people.
Right.
The diet is, it's like, if I'm not recovering, like I would eat more food. I would take more rest days.
Yeah. Yep. But the argument with, like, for example, like you said with Jay Cutler, they're like, oh, well, Jay Cutler never went to failure and blah, blah. So they're using it as an excuse. But Jay Cutler was benching incline 405 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, all right, do you, I wouldn't go to fucking failure either if I'm benching fucking 405 pounds.
Yeah.
Like.
He's also doing 5 or 6 exercises for chest.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm pretty sure I can speak for all of us that we're still training with fucking the high intensity that these kids will never even.
That's what I was going to say. Is like, with Jay, is like when you watch him front squat on the Smith machine, when you watch him T-bar row, his intensity is through the roof. Whether he stops a rep or two short, he's killing himself while he's training. You know what I mean? You don't see that.
This is the other thing.
Some other people were doing that. They'd quit fucking probably 4 reps into it, and he's hitting 12 reps. Like
I was telling somebody this the other day too. This is the other thing people don't think about. Like whether or not you consider training a skill is a different argument. But like the more muscle you have, the longer you're in the gym, the stronger you get. The greater ability you have to contract the muscle under a heavy amount of weight. So the more fatigue you can create in a shorter amount of time. So you don't need to be in the gym for fucking 5 hours. Like I could do, if I do like a leg extension, a leg curl, hip thrust, and a squat, and I do 2 sets of each, I'll fuck my legs up. You know what I mean? Whereas like if I gave that to some client of mine who's like 180 pounds getting started, he'll do that in 20 minutes, and he'll be like, what was that?
You become more efficient with the movements. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's just like, dude, like if I'm overhead pressing 4 plates or pulling 6 plates off the ground or whatever, like I can't do that more than 1 or 2 sets in a workout. I can't do that. Like it's a different level of demand on the body. But like,
you're at a level of intensity that is just up here.
That's what I'm saying. But they're trying to compare their ground level with people up here, and it's like, bro, you have to go through this shit. Like I said, where I did every shoulder exercise that has ever been created in one workout. Like, and learn from that first.
The other thing I wanted to say too, for people that are watching, like if you've ever watched my training videos and stuff, and I know a lot of you guys do the same thing because you're training, the right way. That first rep of an exercise, like that's heavy. My first rep of every single exercise is fucking heavy, and I'm just plowing through it. You know what I mean? If that thing's super light and flies up or whatever, I'm not training where I should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be at that mindset where you're at 1 and you're like, how the fuck am I going to get 10 out of this?
Exactly. Exactly. That right there. And that's something like people don't see in videos because we make stuff look pretty easy, but it's not.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. And then to kind of go back to what you were saying, Luke, and this is the one science piece that I actually really do like about it, is everyone has a different level of fiber recruitment that they'll get in their muscles.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And yeah, you're not going to be like, people aren't going to be able to, like, no one's going to use 100% of their quad muscles while squatting. It's impossible. But there's going to be people that can activate, I don't know, for example, 50% of their fibers. So they're going to accumulate more damage, or fatigue using maximum poundages, whereas someone might not only be able to recruit 15 or 20%. Those 15 to 20% guys are going to recover faster. So those are the ones that might benefit from like a higher frequency training.
That's why, like, someone like Nick Walker, like, you see him leg press. The kid that just started, they can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, he's got like only 5 or 6 plates. You know what I mean? Makes it, but he's recruiting maximum tissue. You know what I mean? He's been doing this for many years.
And that's the thing, like if you saw Nick coming up training with Kyle Wilkes, the motherfucker was shoulder pressing 200-pound dumbbells. Like, he didn't get big by leg pressing 5 plates with a fucking tempo.
That's what's driving me nuts, especially now. These kids that are making videos of being like, I'm rowing 4 plates per side, but so isn't Chris Bumstead.
Chris Bumstead's struggling with 3, and it's like,
I'm doing 4. I'm like, oh my, look at your physique. You look like a bag of dicks.
Yeah. Just a treasure trove of smashed assholes.
You need to, like, in order to get to the level you need to, like, individual training, I don't think does it. Like, me personally, like, it can in the long run, like, after you've experienced it. And I'll tell you one thing. This motherfucker that's on this podcast right now, Nate, got me to a different mindset when I trained with him. I trained with him the first time I ever trained with him, and then I'm like, that's another fucking level. And that's a level I need to be at from, like, here on out. And that's how I've trained ever since I worked out with him.
Well, I always love when people say you didn't know you trained hard until you trained hard, right? Or something.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Like, you don't. Sometimes it's just like you got to be shown that. You know what I mean? Like, someone showed me. You know what I mean? Like, kick my ass. And that's what bodybuilding used to be. There was that community. Now everyone thinks they got it figured out and they don't have to take what. Like, I remember when I walked in the door, I looked at the biggest mother effer and like, I'm going to do what he did. You know what I mean? That's what it used to be like back in the day. You know,
that's what I used to do too.
You're going to tell us what to do. It's like, bro, you're telling us what to do. What the fuck?
Yeah, now it's the skinny kid telling the big guy, "You're doing this wrong." I'm like,
I remember working out with Jose, and he elevated my level to, and it's a big difference when you trained with Jose when he was in his prime, like, than versus when he's just like training somebody, like, where he's not lifting with you. Like, when I lifted with him when he was the year he won the 212 Arnold Classic, dude, like, the guy was a madman, one of the most intense people I've ever trained with.
I remember seeing a superset, like a pendulum squat with a hack squat, and I'm like, what the shit happened to him too? Like, those triple drops like 3 times in a row. Like, what the fuck? Like,
that also used to be like that used to be just like the older school thing too. It's just like insane volume too.
Right.
Like, drop sets, fucking like more like that Jay Cutler style too. That was like how most guys train.
But it got all them big.
Yeah.
You want to know something crazy lately? So, like, I just for like the last like week or so, I've kind of been doing a little more volume, just kind of going by feel. And I'm training like a fucking psycho, and I'm getting sore. My hunger's through the roof, and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I like just kind of cutting loose and doing that every once in a while. Little extra volume.
Well, dude, at the end of the day, like, I say this all the time, is you have to have fun with training, bro. So do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, I don't even give a shit at this point what anyone does in the gym. Like, just train hard. I don't fucking care. If you want to do whatever the fuck fancy shit you see or whatever you believe in, that's fine. It's the shit that's annoying is when these little people, these little kids, try to like tell you, yo, you're fucking wrong. And I'm like, how the fuck can you look at me and say that with a straight face?
Yeah. You see that to a 290-pound guy.
Like, what are you talking about?
You're doing it wrong.
How are you going to say that for real? But I don't really care. Like, at the end of the day, like, people just think too much, dude. There is so much information out there, which is a good and a bad thing. But everyone's like, Nowadays, like, you have to have a rhyme and a reason for everything you fucking do in the gym. And I'm a big believer in, like, you know, don't, like, always have a purpose, like, always know what you're trying to achieve or what your goal is. But, like, sometimes just go in there, like, pick 4 exercises you fucking like and just go, bro. I don't care what you feel or.
That's exactly what I did today. I didn't have a game plan. I walked in and I just fucking picked the 4 hardest things I could.
Do a press, do a fly, do another press. Good, your chest is done.
That's it. No, simple. If younger guys, that's exactly it. Pick those exercises, be as intense as you can, and just try and get as strong as you can. I guarantee you will grow. You will grow.
But as long as you're eating plenty, it's impossible not to grow. If you're training super intense every workout, you're progressing and getting stronger every workout. Like, it's dummy proof.
Never listen to anybody that says the weight doesn't matter or strength doesn't matter. 1,000%.
Yeah.
It's just relative. It's just guys that preach all the time are probably weak and small because they're just jealous that they're not big and strong. So you have to, like, be getting strong isn't the same for everyone. It's a relative term, but you have to get strong relative to your previous best, or you're not going to build muscle.
Yeah.
Set a standard form across the board and get stronger. And you'll get bigger. It's like, and then you can refine shit once you get bigger, like Nick Walker and shit. But like these kids that are looking at Nick and talking about how slow with tempo they can do a fucking pull down because Nick does it that way.
Yeah, you're also talking about a guy who's 5'7" and fucking 265 pounds shredded on stage. Like, you're not him.
Yeah, that's why I always.
You're not that guy.
Yeah. But you're also comparing yourself to a guy that's almost 40 years old. And you're 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're 18 years old, you should be training like you're fucking Superman. You know what I'm saying? The last thing on your mind when you were 18 years old was, oh man, I'm gonna get hurt. At 40 years old, you're like, yeah, I could get hurt. You know? Yeah. But at 18, you're borderline fucking invincible. You know,
you just want it to look cool, bro. Whatever, however many plates you can load on a fucking bar, you're loading.
Omar goes right back to that conversation we had when we saw each other the other day. Like, the young guys they want to take the easy road. I want to jump on gear. Well, what the fuck, dude? Your test levels are at like 700 to 1,000. You don't even need to jump on anything. Start fucking blasting food and lift your ass off.
I had a kid come to me a couple months ago. He wanted to work with me because he wanted to start using stuff. He was like 18 or 19 years old, right? He was like 6'3", 180 pounds, skinny fat, right? And I would see this kid in the gym, and he would drive. He's a nice kid, whatever. But he would drive me insane because he'd be there for literally like 4 hours, but he would do no work, like on his phone, talking to so and so. And I said, I'll work with you. I said, but we're not touching gear for at least 2 years of you being like literally locked in consistent, minimum. I was like, there's no way I'm putting you on fucking test, whatever, if you're spending 4 hours in the gym texting. I'm not doing it. Like, they don't understand that they're not going to get anything from it. Like, once you start using stuff, you realize how many people actually use stuff and all look like shit because they don't train, they don't diet, whatever. Like, it's not, I know everyone knows this, but it's not magic, right? Like, these kids just don't know that, bro.
If you can be consistent with food and training for a minimum of a year, then you can probably consider it. But other than that, you shouldn't even be a thought in your mind.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke, you're young enough. What does a huzz mean?
Huzz?
Yeah.
Bro, my little brother keeps saying that shit to me. I have no idea what it means.
Okay.
What is that?
I don't know.
What did he say?
I'm for Google.
I'm gonna have to ask one of my kids.
Yeah.
H-U-Z?
H-U-Z-Z, I think.
Yeah, huzz.
It's like, yo, this huzz something.
Yeah.
I'll ask one of my kids. They're young enough.
It's a slang that is used as a substitute for boo or pookie to refer to a person that they are trying to impress. Maybe this one says weird. I would think huzz as in like husband. I would think a girl would use that to call a guy.
Okay, listen to this one though. This one says a slang term primarily used by young people that can refer to a woman in a derogatory way, often used as a replacement for hose.
That's what I heard. Because like my brother was like, yo, huzz is chopped. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, yo, that bitch is mad ugly.
Oh, like, shit. Damn.
You know that hoe is mad ugly? Okay. That hoe is mad ugly.
This is what I'm saying. Me and Shay had this conversation the other day. Our slang that we grew up with is out.
Bro, even mine is. I'm 27.
Oh, it's way out.
Even
bro,
you
say, oh shit, that's the fucking bomb.
Bro,
you're in fucking like
bro,
you're
my younger brothers are 25 and 22. They're not like kids. Like I'm 27. I'm not much older than them. They call me Unc all the time because I have no idea what they're talking about. Even the shit I would say is way dated, bro.
I still say things like yo, that's mad crazy, like mad. I say
that all the time.
Yeah, we always say that. Bro, I didn't know what no cap was for the longest time.
Yeah, that's hard. And what else?
I hate these slang terms.
Me too. I still say fire. I still say that's fire.
I say that one too. I still say that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm from, I have a Boston accent. I still say wicked for everything. It's wicked good, wicked pissa.
Oh yeah, wicked
pissa. I still use the word retard abundantly.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think all of us do.
Fucking retarded. For sure. That one, that has never left my vocabulary. And,
retarded, bro.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's been like an hour 50. I'll link Nate's and Omar's profiles in the description, but that's about as techie as I get.
Well, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
But thank you guys for coming on, Nate and Omar.
Oh yeah,
of course, it was a pleasure as always, boys.
Yes, awesome time.
Thank you for having me on for the first time.
Hell yeah!
Are any of you guys going to Pittsburgh? Besides,
I'll be there. Yeah.
No, I wish I was, but I just got back from a trip, so no, I'm not going.
I'll be up at Rhode Island though.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I think
my sister's doing the NPC Natural show next weekend.
Yeah, it's the same weekend as a Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah. So I'll be there with her. So it's her first show ever. So I'm excited.
Oh yeah.
Shay will be there. I don't think I'll be there.
Yeah, Justin was mad that he had a judge because he wanted to go to Pittsburgh.
Isn't it his show? Isn't Rhode Island his show?
Oh, the natural show.
No, the natural.
The natural show. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's like a natural show.
I'll be at the Rhode Islands though. I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
Me too.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah. It's my birthday weekend, so I'm getting lit that weekend.
Oh fuck yeah!
Let's get some training if we can.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
I'm in for that. We'll figure it out.
If it's lower body, even better, because I can't really do shit for upper body.
We'll do it. Do legs.
For anything. We'll figure it out though.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you guys again.
Have a good night.
You too, guys.
Peace.
Peace.